Let's get you more on this summit. We can cross live to Brussels now, where France 24's Luke Brown is standing by for us. I mean, Luke, as we've been saying, this is a big step, clearly a significant one, but there's no guarantee of success at this stage, is there?
No, it is the expectation then is that the Ukraine will be granted candidate status by the EU heads of state later today. That is a major step, but as you said, there's no guarantee of success. It's very much far from the end. It's just very much an early step on the long road to joining the European Union. It is simply then opening the accession talks, and that is in line with what the EU Council had already announced last week. And they've already announced that their priorities for the work that needs to be undertaken by Ukraine are pretty major ones too. A lot of work needs to be done on the issue of corruption and of rule of law, and ensuring that the Ukrainian economy is fully established as a market economy. The key condition also outlined by Ursula von der Leyen last week was that we can't expect the negotiations to begin while a conflict is ongoing on the Ukrainian territory. So that gives you an idea of the time frame is likely to take as long as the conflict continues. Also within that time frame is also the fact that the European Union is set to apply we don't actually know to what extent it's going to be applying its usual methodology, and that will be looking at the chapters for the accession talks and to what extent they can be reversible. So there is still quite a lot of detail to be hammered out with the meeting from the EU leaders, and that will give us a better idea of how long we could expect this process to last.
I mean, today, Luke, Ukrainian authorities coming out and saying, look, we don't like the idea of queuing. We don't want to wait. As you know, we've cited today several countries that have been made to wait, continue to wait years after filing their application. I mean, walk us through, if you will, the direct consequences for Ukraine of getting this candidate status. What does it mean concretely?
To start the negotiations. But as you mentioned there, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, has been extremely vocal in his calls that this is an extremely important morale boost that he's expecting from Brussels, given that it's his citizens that are risking their lives in the east of his country. We've also had indications that the floated idea of President Emmanuel Macron for a community has already been rejected to a certain extent by the Ukrainian government. And as such, the question is to what extent they're going to be able to fast-track their accession process, not necessarily fast-track, but also jump the queue. And that is quite a sensitive topic here in Brussels, given also that today, this Thursday, the European leaders will be meeting with other candidate states from the Western Balkans, so Serbia and Albania, and 4 other states from the Western Balkans. And for a great deal of those countries, there's a great deal of frustration that their candidate processes have been blocked for almost, or in some cases, for over a decade, and has made very little progress in recent years. So the question of fast-tracking is very important for Ukraine, but there's also a recognition on the Brussels side that there has to be a certain degree of sensitivity towards the other candidate states to ensure that there's no queue jumping.
All right, Luke Brown, of course, following that summit for us in Brussels. For now, though, Luke, thank you.